The Canis Pugnax, the big black, the big black dogs of war of the Roman time era. And the dog that you see here has a similar build, but is much more scaled down. Oftentimes they think they look like a Cane Corso of these times, but it's pure speculation, of course. Although Cane Corso and Mastino Napoletano have Italian blood, and the Roman Empire, of course, brought these Canis Pugnax war dogs. But this would be then a very much scaled down version of that. What was the true purpose? How did it origin? We will come back to this later in this video. So the Canis Pugnax was a war dog, oftentimes romantically applied, that a war dog would be really hand-to-hand combat versus human soldiers. This is a lot romanticized. And why is that? Because a soldier normally has armory, a soldier normally has weapons. So armory will withstand the bites of a dog, normally, at least partly. And then we'll have people telling you even the legionnaires do not have armor over the entire body. Of course this is true, but it will diminish the chances of being lethal, as you can imagine. The other thing is, what the dog has to face off is, for example, a sword, a gladius or a spear, and that would make short work of any dog, especially by trained soldier. So how are these dogs still war dogs? They are war dogs because they were used in war, and they did have their purposes. For example, they would make sure that the night watch had a lot more keen abilities to see if there's danger or not, because the dog can have keener senses of smell, sight, hearing, and also they can stay up long, and they have very good guarding instinct. And their barks, like those barks of their dogs, they will then give away the intruder. But that would also not be the complete story. And why is that? Because the dogs that they use were between 30 to 50 kilograms, quite big dogs. Again, in the range of the Cane Corso of today. But you don't need such a big dog just to be alerted. So these dogs should also be able to engage. And they could be engaging, for example, people that have less armor. Some tribes that they encountered had less armor. And then it would be quite a good way to introduce. Also, these dogs were sometimes put armory upon them to protect them more. Sometimes also they put bowls under them with flammable material, and then let them run under the horses. So you need then a quite strong, big dog to do so. But also they were used to patrol, as I mentioned. But also these type of dogs, because they were quite ferocious, would install fear in tribes that did not know this, that they existed. This is also what you see when the conquistadors were attacking the Indians in America, when they are conquering it. So this could be a factor. Another factor is that they were also used as messenger dogs sometimes, or to bring important messages across. And then still you don't need such a big dog. So these dogs must have also had an ability to be guarding and combating like the dogs that we know now for that similar purpose. And the Roman Empire was stretching and also assimilating all types of people. For example, the Germanics, they had the ancestors of the dogs that we now know as the Rottweiler. So those dogs were also assimilated, and they used the best of the best, also the dogs that they used themselves to fight in the arena. So the fighting type of dogs, the Molossers. And they took whatever they could get their hands on that would work. And if you look nowadays at the current Roman Empire, it was of course destroyed, but the last stand of its power was actually not in Italy, but in the United Kingdom, which was also part of the Roman Empire. And they have similar type of dogs, and they call them Bandogs. And these were dogs that were kept on bands, on leashes, or chains over the day, and then released at night for those that were trying to scuffle, to steal, and to murder. They would then count this type of dogs. So still quite ferocious, quite strong, and dogs that would really attack. And you can also imagine if people were attacking or going to the camps at night, that they might have less armor on them because they don't want to alert people, so don't want to make noise of steel on steel clinking. So that could very well be the case, that they still have that combative edge also in the Canis Pugnax, which was a war dog, but had many purposes instead of just one. Hope this helps. Dogwalker out.